What's going on, folks? Welcome to the latest edition of the Nintendo Enthusiast Week in Review. It is I, Sean Long, and we got some Nintendo news to talk about. So without any further ado, let's jump into this past week's news. Alright, so the biggest news of the week was that Super Mario Maker has actually been doing more than just selling games. It's already sold 500,000 copies in North America since the launch on September 11th, but there's a bigger story as well. It increased Wii U system sales 110% in the month of September versus the month of October. That puts it at about 120,000 units sold for that month. And that's kind of crazy to me because really, when I saw Super Mario Maker, I kind of saw it as a game for current Wii U owners. I didn't really think it would bring in that many new system owners, especially with all the stuff about the NX coming out, the fact that the Wii U hasn't had a price drop or anything, but obviously it's doing well. It's doing well for system sales, and it should because it's an amazing game. It's really fun, especially if you haven't played a Mario game in years. It's fun to be able to create your own levels, especially if you're an old guy like me. You can kind of get into it, so very interesting stuff, and it's really interesting to see if Nintendo will continue this Maker series because I think it could be a lucrative franchise for them. So there's been a slight update on Mighty No. 9, which is a game a lot of us are looking forward to, that it will have no more delays. Yay! And also, there's a sequel already planned and being worked on. Yay! I really feel like you should finish the initial game, get it released before you even start thinking about a sequel, but what do you expect with this? You know, it's been a roller coaster ride, and I hope it ends up well for them, but, you know, I have my reservations about Mighty No. 9, just because, you know, burn me once, shame on you, burn me twice, shame on me, and I usually don't get shamed on a lot, so I don't know.
This week's Retro Game of the Week is brought to you by NewWaveTraders.com. For all your retro gaming and toy needs, be sure to visit NewWaveTraders.com.
This week's Retro Game of the Week is a game that sucks, but it's kind of a big deal right now, so I figured we should talk about it. Back to the Future on the NES. Like I said, this game sucks. It's really bad, and I don't really know anyone who likes this game because it's really bad. Like, Marty's wearing a black shirt, and the music is bad, and the gameplay is just terrible. You're going up and down on a, you know, scrolling screen on a skateboard trying to do like paperboy stuff. I don't know, it's terrible, but, you know, Back to the Future is a hot topic right now because of the, you know, everyone's in the future now thing this past week, so I figured we'd talk about it. You can pick it up for pretty cheap if you're just morbidly curious, and, you know, it's worth a couple bucks, I guess, but, you know, anything more than that, avoid, because this game sucks. This week we had two new games come out that were pretty big games. You had The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes for the 3DS and Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater for the Wii U. Jason reviewed Triforce Heroes. He gave it, I believe, a 7.5 out of 10, stating that it's a good game, but the single player is kind of lacking, but it's great with multiplayer. And I reviewed Fatal Frame and gave it a 9 out of 10, which is like one of the highest scores I've seen. And a lot of people kind of don't seem to get the game, I don't think. Like, I almost think a lot of people aren't horror fans or haven't played classic horror games because it's really a lot like a classic horror game. I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was phenomenal. I loved the gamepad usage. I had no problems with the controls being clunky or anything. Like, it took a little bit of adjusting, but you're using the gamepad, so that seems normal to me. I thought the game looked really good, and it wasn't jump scares like a lot of these new style horror games are, that they rely solely on jump scares. It was just atmosphere, like creepy, dark atmosphere, suicide, like dark topics. So I don't know, maybe you know, I was just, you know, a big fan because I'm such a big fan of horror games that, you know, I was kind of the outsider with this with my review, but, you know, I stand by it 110% because I think that's a phenomenal game and one of the best games I've played on the Wii U. If you've tried out Fatal Frame, please let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And if you've picked up Triforce Heroes, let me know what you think about it in the comments below too. I haven't picked that up yet, but I plan on picking it up. And finally, we have an interesting rumor about Devil's Third. Dell.com has listed the game at $29.99, so a lot of people are thinking that maybe that's a sign that the game will be a budget release. There evidently are some problems with the game, as seen by European reviews and Japanese reviews, but I think at 30 bucks, like, it'll sell well. I mean, there's a lot of Wii U owners looking for a shooting experience this holiday season, I feel, and this could easily fill the gap, especially if it's at 30 bucks. I was okay with the game being a full price release, as long as, you know, Nintendo of America maybe try to work out some of the issues, but I really don't think that's going to happen. But at $30, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, especially since the online seems to be a good component of the game, which I think a lot of us are going to play. I know I don't really play shooting games for the single player as much as I do on the online aspect, but there is some interest in the single player as well. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Devil Star should be a $30 game, or a $50 game, or a $60 game? Let me know what you think of the whole situation in the comments below. And that's gonna do it for this week's show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like the video, leave me a comment below, subscribe to the channel, do all that fun stuff so that we can keep doing this fun stuff for you guys. As always, be sure to check out Class vs. Class tomorrow night. I said Class vs. Class, but it's actually Class vs. Crass, because I'm the Crass. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern on the channel here. Hopefully we'll be doing one. I think we're doing one. So we had a great turnout last week, even though Jason's computer kept messing up and we kept dropping you guys. But I think there was over 61 people at one point live on the show. So that's freaking huge, man. Thank you guys so much for that. So hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow night and there won't be any problems this time. And yes, I'm battling a cold, so I'm going to shut the hell up now. Later.